and good morning, classmates. Today I'd like to present my English project, Deadly Earthquakes. Earthquakes are shaking movements on the ground. Some don't do much damage, but others could reduce buildings to rubble and bury people underneath them. They could also trigger other natural disasters, like tsunamis, landslides, and volcanic eruptions. Our ground is formed by plates called tectonic plates. These plates are actually moving underneath us all the time. This picture shows how the tectonic plates move around. These arrows up here show where the tectonic plate is heading for. The red dots here show where earthquakes often happen. Next. At the boundaries of the tectonic plates, there are some faults. There are three kinds of faults. The first one is called normal fault. It happens when two plates are pulling apart from each other. Eventually, one of the plates will slide down. The next one is called reverse fault, also known as thrust fault. It happens when two plates are colliding. Eventually, one of them would slide upwards. The next one is called strike-slip fault, also known as lateral fault. It happens when two plates slide horizontally at different directions and at different speeds. Eventually, there will be a wide crack between them. The waves of the earthquakes are measured by a scale called the Richter scale. In magnitudes of 1, the shaking can only be detected by a seismograph. A seismograph is an instrument that is used to detect the waves of an earthquake. In magnitudes of 2, hanging objects might sway. It is the smallest quake that people could actually feel. In magnitudes of 5, heavy furniture move and walls start to crack. Parked cars also rock. In magnitudes of 7, some buildings collapse. Underground pipes break too. In magnitudes of 9, almost the whole city ends up in a devastation. Next. Now I'd like to name some of the deadliest earthquakes in history. But I would like to highlight the first one, Honshu, Japan. It happened in 2011. This earthquake had a magnitude of 9.0. It triggered a tsunami which caused the nuclear plant's reactor to fail. With the combined disasters, it killed 15,000 people, and almost half of the city's population had died. Next. Since earthquakes are so powerful, we could try to look for signs of them. In the old days, ancient Chinese people have noticed that before earthquakes, animals act strangely and water becomes muddier than usual. In around 132 AD, a Chinese astronomer named Zhang He invented the first seismograph. This is how it works. When the metal tube inside the seismograph feels shaking, it starts to vibrate and causing the bronze ball in one of the dragon's mouth to drop into the toad's mouth. This would make a loud noise, and it would also warn the villagers nearby. The villagers could also know where the earthquake is coming from by seeing which toad's mouth the bronze ball dropped into. This is a replica of Zhang He's invention. Next. Nowadays, architects have tried to improve their buildings by making them earthquake-proof. This means they will be able to resist the shaking of the earthquakes. This is the basic things that an earthquake-proof building needs. First, it needs cross-bracing. The cross-bracing helps sturdy the frames of the building. It also needs It also needs a flexible wall and a core. This way it could resist the shaking of the earthquake. It also needs a base isolator. The base isolator should be made of softer materials. This way it could absorb the waves of the earthquake. Thank you. This is the end of my presentation.